Greetings and welcome back to another weekend rant. And this one is a little special. It is my birthday. Today is April 12th. So that might not have been smart, but whatever. You know my birthday. So, yeah, I figured I'd come on here and talk about my birthday and life on Earth because when you start getting up there in age, I've chosen not to tell you exactly how old I am. You can guess. If you've listened to my other two podcasts, you could probably take a good guess. But I'm going to withhold that for now. But I'll give you a couple of hints. I am, if you know your Social Security or if you know your retirement stuff, I am 1 year away from receiving the minimum benefits if I retire in 1 year. Actually, I think it's 18 months. And if I choose to wait till the full retirement age, that's 4 years away. So you could do the math. Okay. And that's kind of where I'm stuck at. Well, not really. I'm actually going over my retirement plan with my financial advisor, who is a member of the family, but I'm just going to leave that part out. Actually, I got two members of the family who are financial geniuses. Okay. I have so many topics on my mind. And it is, once again, I've skipped a couple of weeks. I haven't done a weekend rant in 2 weeks, maybe 3. And that's because I am busy, busy, busy. I used to do them on Sunday evenings or Saturday evenings, just when either something worth ranting about struck me. I could literally run over to the computer, put on the platform, and start ranting. And lately, I'm going to show you. I have all these stickies. Okay. I'm going to show you them all. And there's some on the bottom of my computer screen of little notes of topics that I want to talk about. Here, rant. This is how organized I am. Rant. By the way, this is for the YouTubers who are watching me on YouTube because the weekend rant on the podcast, the audio version, you can't see. So I'm holding up those little yellow stickies that you get in the offices. There's an actual name for them, but it escapes me. Rant. Banned Reddit. Yes, I was banned again 3 times. And I'm pissed. I don't get what they want. They're how do I explain this? I'll just come out and say it. I was in one of the subs that was NSFW, not suitable for work, which is generally X-rated. And there was this Reddit sub that said, "Hey, if I'd like to talk to," so it was like there were people looking to chat. But it descriptively said, "This is, if you choose to chat here, this is explicit." I think they even used the word dirty, naughty, erotic, whatever chat. And it said, so don't get shocked if you get somebody, whatever. There was almost, how I spoke about getting banned on Reddit before and there were no guidelines or rules that were really specific. And every sub has them. Sometimes they just say, "Hey, follow the Reddit guidelines," because if they're just some of them are just not worth it for them to go through the whole rules. But some of these more erotic, X-rated, whatever chat rooms, they need to be a little bit more specific. And there was somebody who wrote something in it. Now, this is going to sound like I'm making this up. I am a content creator. I started out as a podcaster, okay? And that was 3-4 years ago because boo-hoo me got dumped by this Latina who cheated on me. And that is how I got into podcasting, because I wanted to tell the world. And a year into that, I got interested in investigating cults. Okay. There's a whole story behind that. I'm not going to bore you tonight with that. If you know me or know the studios and the podcasts that I do, you'll know. So a lot of the times that I'm going into these Reddits, so my other podcast is dating, and then it's the Weekend Rant, and then it's a cult podcast. So I'm all over Reddit. I must have joined 40 Reddits, and I have 5 profiles. So I go in there to do this is this is sound weird. I go in there to investigate. I want to see what's going on in the world. You cannot go to Facebook, you cannot go to Instagram or TikTok and see some of the stuff you see on Reddit. I think the only one that has a little bit of less strict guidelines is Twitter, or now known as X, where you can see nudity and you can talk explicitly, but all the other ones you can't. So Reddit and X are really the two. I'm excluding Snapchat, and I'm excluding some of the other, like Telegram, and those are direct messaging things. Those aren't really platforms where you can post and reply and all that. Anyway, so why is Andrew going into dirty chat rooms? It's honestly not looking to chat. I want to investigate. Also, let me back up a second. There is also another whole side of me that is a scam baiter. I like to go after the scammers. There are people in my life that I know have lost $60,000, and I've known a couple of others who've lost in little smaller ones. And I listen to Kit Boga and Pierogi and Jim Browning. And if you don't know who those names are, go to YouTube and type them in. And I listen to Pleasant Green and IRL Rose, I think her name is, one of the females. Great stuff. If you really want to get entertained and see how these scammers operate and how the good guys, there's some good scam artists that are like the good hackers who are reverse scamming. They're hacking into these guys in Pakistan and India, wherever they are. And I love that kind of stuff. But I just simply don't have the time to do that. So, meaning these guys put out YouTube videos and they edit them and they make a living off this. They do it full time, and then YouTube pays them, and they're probably making, I don't know, they're making a living. And I don't know if it's their main job or whatever. I got into scam baiting. So, and I work with ChatGPT. So I'll go to ChatGPT and I'll say, hey, I'll take an actual post from Reddit and, we're going to have some fun. Let's have some fun. All right. So I'm going to go down to Dirty Chat Pals. Okay. And there's going to be, here we go. 25 female for male. off work and horny. Married girl craving lots of married cock. Okay, so that's a woman, and then there's a little blurb about she's home and she's bored and she wants filthy talk. And it took me a while to learn this, that if you don't go into the Reddit profile and see how old it is and that it's recent activity, that it's going to be probably a scammer. Okay. So they're going to either try to get Bitcoin out, they're going to scam you for Bitcoin. They're going to, or this is the most common one, is the OnlyFans models or that other website. There's another website up and coming that's like OnlyFans. I think it's fans only, something like that. And it's just guys and girls um, taking their clothes off and doing God knows what. And I've actually never been on OnlyFans, so I have no idea what goes on there, but I can imagine. Anyway, there's something called scam baiting, and then you waste their time. So these scammers spend hours posting all over the internet looking for prey. And what they want to do is, hey, I'm an 18, 20, 21-year-old female. I'm horny. And they may throw up a naked picture of her. And the idea is to bait you into chatting with her. And the first indication that it's fake and it's a setup is they will get you off Reddit, just like in any other scam. They want to get you off the main platform. So they'll still give you their Telegram name. They'll give you their WhatsApp or Snapchat, whatever. They'll get you off Reddit somehow. They'll private message you and say, hey, can we blah, blah, blah. Or they might keep it on Reddit, but they'll keep it in the private chat. And they will start normally. Hey, how's your day going? Or if they're really like, if it's a dirty chat ones, they'll go right into it. Hey, I'm horny and I'm naked and I want to get down. And there are there are men and women, I guess, out there that fall for this. They engage with these chat scam guys, and there's all sorts of scams. There's the sextortion, where they'll get you to send them naked pictures, and then they got you. We got naked pictures of you, and now you give us, I don't know, 100,000 Bitcoin, and otherwise we're gonna share this with your friends. Then there's the one where they try to get you to go to OnlyFans, and there's so many of them. What I want to do, and what I do when I have time, and it's not often, is waste their time. You engage them, and so I might see, let's go. I'll find another one. Let's see, female. I'm gonna find the females from males. Here, 22 female, searching for a fun chat. Hi, anyone up for a fun chat? We can explore dynamics and see if it vibes. I'm a 22-year-old girl, and I describe myself as having curves in the right places. You can be the judge of that yourself, and if interested, please give a description of what you're into and your body type. I prefer fit guys, so if you're looking for the same, you should send me a message. Okay. Actually, somebody responded to that. Oh, they locked the post. Okay. So what I would do, and this was posted 5 hours ago, so that person is probably long gone. You got to look for the ones that were posted 5 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago, 20 minutes ago, and you answer. You private message them and answer and get a dialogue going. And if she says, I'm horny, how about you? Or what kind of girls do you like? Often I will copy and paste what they say into ChatGPT. And I have this thing with ChatGPT. By the way, I have 2 accounts with Chat. I have a business account and a personal account, and they're both paid for. And I've been with Chat for almost 2 years, so this particular LLM model knows me, and so it knows that I like to bait and scam, these reverse scam these artists, these scammers. So she will help me draft replies that are designed to waste their time. So I might write back something silly like I can't think of anything offhand, and if I had a couple of old ones, but it gets them to keep chatting with you, but it goes nowhere. You basically taking them on a like carnival ride, and the smart ones will eventually, within 10, 15 minutes, figure out that you're wasting their time. But some of them are so desperate, or like the OnlyFans models, they're so desperate. You can, if I can get an OnlyFans model right on the brink of like, I'm horny me, and I can't wait to see you. And I might say to her, oh, I can't find your, she'll send me her link, and I'll say, hey, it's not coming up. I'm getting blah, blah, blah. And I try to turn it into 15 minutes of tech support. Like, I can't see you. Oh, there it is. Oh no, that's not you. And I just do that for half an hour. By doing that, you're wasting their time because they could be baiting somebody else. Now, a lot of these will bait multiple people at once. The boiler room scammers have 15 people down there, and they pass these along. So one might get the bait and then pass that off to somebody who continues the conversation. But that's not always the case. There are many times when it's just like an OnlyFans model looking for a business. OnlyFans is blown up, so there's probably a couple of million ladies and guys on there, and the ones that got there early and have, like my ex-girlfriend for one, is on there, and she's got a following, but there's some up and coming new ones who need to get the following, and they're not making the tens of $1,000s a month. They're making, I don't know, $100 a week, whatever. So the idea is just to waste their time. And listen, I don't have anything against if you're 18 or over and you want to sit in your bedroom and you want to take your clothes off and put it on camera and invite men or women to come watch you and charge them. That's your business. Only if you're not married, only if or in a relationship and the other partner does not know you're doing this. I have a problem with that. But if the other partner encourages it and he goes off to work and she stays home and masturbates on the cam all day, and he'll come home tonight and say, hey, how much money did you make today? I don't know what guys would really want that, to have their wife legs spread open on the internet all day. I don't get it, but that's me. I'm 60, black beep, and I come from the old-fashioned world. It's just not something I don't want my woman doing that. So, all that aside, that's really why I'm on Reddit. That's why I'm chasing down some of these naughty places that I'm trying to waste their time and expose them and for what they are, because it goes from not just OnlyFans but all the way up to the Bitcoin scammers or the romantic scammers, the guys that are on oil rigs. And go check out the Pink Lady Against Scammers. She's got a whole channel about how to avoid these romance scams. There are guys and girls out there in the scam world that will get you hook up with you, like on Reddit, and they will really take their time. The idea is that they're running 10 of these a day or 15, and they will slowly get to know you. Hey, tell me your name, where you're from, tell me about your childhood. Very innocuous, very innocent, not guilty, very innocent. There's no sex, there's nothing. It's just really chat about life. and they're gaining your trust. They're trying to get you to be a friend. And then uh, this can go on for months. They'll take it off Reddit or take it off Facebook or whatever, and they'll get you to do a WhatsApp or Telegram, whatever, maybe even your real phone number, and they will. And if you're smart, you'll do this. They'll even say, um, "It's my birthday," and people are like, "It's you know what? It's 6:30 at night. I had all day. You could have said happy birthday." When I start to record, all the dings and the messages are coming over. So if you're hearing dings in the background, that's people saying happy birthday. Thank you, but you could have done it this morning. I lost my thought. Okay. Um, yeah, so these scammers, they work the scam for months, and then they drop the bomb. Hey, I can't wait to meet you. You are, and they do videos or do picture swapping. So you send your picture over to him. He may just ask for a normal picture, no nudity, and he'll send you his picture. And most likely, it's going to be a handsome man, either military or working on an oil rig or working on somewhere in the Middle East or somewhere in the world. It doesn't matter. And they'll look like a normal guy, and he's there for a year on the contract. And one day he'll say, um, there was a glitch in the payroll this week. And I have my so he might say, I have a house back in I don't know, makes he might whatever it is. I have a house in Florida, and I got to make up my monthly mortgage payments, and I didn't get paid this week, and so I have to come up with $1,500, and by now you've talked to him for 6 months, and he has gained your trust, and the good ones do, and a lot of these women and guys who are very lonely and sit there all night long waiting for these guys to text them saying, I missed you, honey, and it turns into romance. The problem is that the guy or the girl is fake. They're not real. It's a scammer. It's a boiler scam. And whatever. People are falling for this all over. And I just don't get it. Has been going on for almost a decade or two. But if you listen to the news and you listen to other podcasts and you listen or read uh, some magazines like AARP or whatever. All even the banks. Well, every email you get from the bank will say at the very bottom, "We will never ask you for your PIN, your password, your any personal information, and do not click on links in the email. Go to your browser and type in www. Pick a bank, chase.com. Anyway, people don't seem to read those or think that it's going to happen to them. They ignore it, and then next minute they're giving away hundreds of thousands of dollars. And I want you to think about, if you're into the scam world, listen to a show called The Perfect Scam. It drops every Friday on Apple, and it's put out by AARP, but it's got nothing really to do with senior citizens, although they sometimes focus on them. It's about people that are getting burned and falling for these scams. And these are old, and I'm using the term old as in biologically, senior citizens, 75, lonely, and they might have a couple 100,000 left in the bank from retirement, and they get scammed out of all of their money. And so listen to that podcast. I think you'll find it's heartbreaking. But then they bring on an expert to tell them what the government is trying to do. There's a whole task force that's going around the country and training the bank employees to spot, because a lot of times they'll get the victim to go to the bank and withdraw 10, 20, $30,000 and then go put it in a Bitcoin machine. And they're trying to get the bank tellers and bank staff to recognize when somebody 50, 60, 70 years old walks in and wants to withdraw large sums of money from their retirement account, they need to flag that. And they're not. And now they're starting to train them to recognize that. And or if you, who's listening, has a grandparent or a parent, so you might be 30 and you have parents, you should go to them and say, I want to be put on your bank account. So if you go there and withdraw money or there's any kind of suspicious activity, I will be notified. And him. Because what happens is they feel shameful. So the bank will have to automatically notify you, and then you can stop it. Okay, I'm really going on about this. This is not what I really wanted to talk about today. There was something else I wanted to talk about, but that will go for next week. Not that anybody who listens to this wish me happy birthday today, but those who did, if you watch this or listen and you wish me happy birthday, I appreciate it. I did get quite a lot of happy birthday wishes, and it was nice. When you start getting older, you're not. It's not like when you turn 50. Turn 40. It's fun. You go out and party and drink and have fun and have those big surprise parties. But when you're my age and you don't drink and you don't party, and it's boring. Okay, if I told you what I did today, it's sad, but that's okay. I've lived a full life. I've done everything, guys, everything. And there's a friend of mine that's listening, I'm pretty sure, and he's out in the west area of the United States. He just told me this week that he came across some video that we shot back in the 80s and 90s, and he's having it digitalized, and he's going to give me some copies. I used to videotape our parties. So there's some fun stuff on there. Yep, we did some fun stuff. And yeah. So, I've lived a full life. I really have. I've been there and I've done it all, really. I could probably name on one hand the 5 things I haven't done. You know what? I have never tried ecstasy, and I've never tried ketamine. But you know what? I everything else I have, it's I don't know that at my age that's a smart thing to put in my body, because knowing me, I'd have a stroke or a heart attack, and I've done all the other drugs, and they got me in trouble, and now I'm in recovery. So over 10 years. I don't think I need to test those other drugs. I really don't. They're not good. There'll be nothing for me. You know what I would like? And this is something, I think this is what I wanted to talk about. So, you know what? I'll do it next week. I am still single, and I am all of a sudden bombarded, and I mean 11 a day of women hitting me up on Bumble. I'm on Bumble, Hinge, and Facebook dating, and I'm getting inundated with likes. Here's the problem. A lot of them, half of them, are outside my state. I get or upstate, like I'm in New York State. So, but I'm down by the city out on, let's just say, like near Long Island. And people are liking me from Connecticut, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, even on Long Island. Long Island is like 300 miles long, something like that. So they could be 100 miles east of me. I'm not driving 100 miles to go on a date. Not happening. I'm not going to chat with you and chit chat, and find out we do have something in common and we do have some chemistry. Hey, let's get together. We do a video chat. And then I got to drive an hour and a half to go meet you to have coffee to see if this like physical chemistry. And then if there is, then what? I don't have a helicopter that I can be able to pick you up and go on a date on a Tuesday night. It doesn't work. If I was 30 or 40, I would say, okay, maybe there's something that we can work on and then build. And if it works, then we can maybe move closer to each other. I'm at my age. There's one more move to make, and that move is Florida, and that's where I'm going. And that's the other problem is that if I start dating a woman now in New York, and she doesn't want to go to Florida in 2 or 3 years, what am I going to do? Why start dating Veronica now? And in 18 months, we're madly in love with each other. And I say, hey, Veronica, I'm going down to Florida to pick a place to live. And she's like, what are you talking about? Of course. So what I've learned is in my dating profile and or in my conversations with these ladies is I put it right out there. Hey, folks, I'm a New Yorker, but I'm done. I'm done with New York and I'm going south. And I don't know when, but it's going to be my age plus 2 years. And they're honest with me. I'm not looking to go. Then thank you. I'm glad we cleared that up so we don't waste each other's time. And it sucks because a lot of women my age are planted where they are. They got kids, they got grandkids, they got a job, or they just don't want to move. Or then there's the other side. There's some that are lucky enough to have the money to have a house in Florida and a house in New York, and that would work for me. But anyway, that was the other topic I wanted to talk about, but I ran out of time. So because I'm trying to keep these weekend rants down to 30 minutes, and I'm exactly at 32 minutes. Guys, thanks for the birthday wishes for those who did send them. Please, if you enjoyed this, rate and review down below. Do check out my other podcasts. Go to anonymousandrewpodcaststudios.com. It's a long thing. Or just anonymousandrewpodcast.com will also work. And check out my other podcast. There's I got some news coming up. I don't know when I'm going to do it, but the digital dating podcast that I have, I'm going to turn it into something called Silver Digital Dating, which means seniors, because there was a no, I don't want to say it yet. I can't tell you yet. There was another podcast out there that was really popular and it went belly up, but it serviced the seniors. Senior dating is big, and there's a whole industry out there, and there are businesses that are losing money on it because they're not tapping into it. And so I'm going to tap into it if I have the time. Anyway, I'm done. There's a bedroom right there that I'm going to climb in and watch something called Something Bad Is Going to Happen Tonight on Netflix. And I was told to watch it. It's pretty cool. And it's done by the Duffy brothers. So I'm going to go watch that. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll talk next time.